What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I want to talk about something very, very important today. I want to talk about political psychology. I know you're going to think, well, what political psychology? Why should I even be interested in this? Well, this is very important because we're seeing a lot of different. First off, we're seeing a big divide between the Democrats and Republicans, and it just keeps widening more and more. You have problems. So you have problems in the Democratic Party. You have problems in the Republican Party. As of late, the Republican Party is pretty much split over this January 6th, the committee that they have right now that's investigating January 6th. And so we're in a situation right now where it's very hard to move forward. And I talked about this in a video a couple of days ago where I was saying that the Democrats want the Republicans to fail, the Republicans want the Democrats to fail, and all this does is hurts the American people. And I think the best way that I can explain this, and I'll just kind of go with a sports analogy, and if you're not a sports fan, then I apologize, but that's the best way that I can explain this. So let's talk about football. Let's say you are a quarterback on a team. And your goal and the whole team's goal is to win. But you have other people who want to be quarterback. Okay. You have maybe 10 people on that team that want to be quarterback. And so those 10 people will not try to help you as quarterback. And if you play football, it's a team sport. So you're going to have the quarterback, you're going to have the offensive line, you're going to have wide receivers, running backs, all of that. And they're all in it to win. But if you have some people who say, I want to be quarterback, and in order for me to get to that point to be quarterback, I'm going to have to try to hurt the quarterback that's currently there on my team. So basically, I'm going to have to either not block or do something to allow the other team to get an advantage and make that quarterback look bad, and then maybe I'll get a shot. And so that's what we're looking at in our political arena right now. We're looking at people that want to be the quarterback, people that want to be the president, or they want to lead Congress. And if they're not leading Congress or they're not the president, their whole goal is to knock that person off the top. And that's it. It's simple as that. But how do you move forward? Let's say you are that football team and it's a team sport and you're trying to win, but you can't win because you have people on your own team that are fighting against your team. And that's what we're seeing right now. We see it all the time. We have politicians right now. We have President Biden that's trying to get his agenda through. And then you have the other side that's saying, you know what, we're not going to move forward with anything that President Biden wants to do. They don't even care what it is. It could be something that could help their state or help their district. They don't want to help. Now, how is that helping the American people? How is that winning for the American people? It's not. And their whole hope is that if they don't do anything, nothing will get done, and then they can use that as ammunition to say, look, President Biden isn't doing anything, or look, the Democrats aren't doing anything. We need a change. And then when that change happens, then they come into power, and then guess what? The Democrats do the same exact thing. But the saddest part about this whole situation, the American people are the people that are suffering. It's not the politicians. The politicians do okay. They make plenty of money, $174,000 for Congress people. They're doing okay. But the American people are the ones that are suffering. And we're suffering because you have politicians that are out there that are just saying, you know what, we're going to do everything we can to knock that person off the top. Just like I was talking about the football team, if you want to be quarterback and there's a quarterback already there, you want to do everything that you can to make that quarterback look bad. That way you might get a shot. And then when you get a shot, then guess what? There's someone else that wants to be quarterback and they're doing that same thing. But if you're all on the same team and you're trying to win, you're not going to win. You'll never win. You'll never move forward. And that's what we're looking at right now in our political arena. That's what we're looking at. And this is very, very detrimental to a democracy. How can we move forward if we have people just fighting against each other? And it's always been this way. You've always had the division. You've had Democrats and Republicans, but now it's getting so much worse. And we saw this in January 6th. And some people say, oh, January 6th, that wasn't a big deal. It was just a legitimate discourse. No. That was a riot. And the worst part about that riot is it happened on the U.S. Capitol. It was an attack on the U.S. Some of those people went in there to do harm to political figures. And that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. And that should make everyone upset. And I know there's people on the side saying, no, it wasn't. It was just a, peaceful protest. No. When you're going into a government building with zip ties and pepper spray and all this other stuff that you're bringing, that's not peaceful. And so the bottom line that I wanted to get across in this video is we're looking at a situation where we're fighting against each other. And guess what? Guess who's taking advantage of this? Other countries. Because they're moving forward while we're fighting against each other. And eventually we're going to be in a situation where we're going to get passed up. And that is the biggest fear. Because we're not trying to help the American people. We saw during the pandemic, we had fighting back and forth when it came to giving aid to individuals, giving aid to businesses. And then as far as even right now, we're still fighting over different things when it comes to helping the American people. And that's the saddest part of this whole situation. Because as we fight, other countries are looking at us. Some countries want us to fight because they know if we're fighting against each other, they can sneak right past us. And that is the biggest tragedy that we're looking at right now. And so I just wanted, I don't like to do these serious videos all the time. I do like to talk about some of the good news stories. But when it comes down to it, this is not helping us as American people. And we're allowing politicians to just get in there and try to divide the country. And that is not going to benefit us in any way. So I really want to know what you guys think about all this. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one.